This is the Rays POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Tampa Bay Rays, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
That was incredible. Unbelievable win by our beloved Tampa Bay Rays. And thank you all for joining and welcome into the Tampa Bay Rays POSTCAST, your spot for instant Rays reaction to every single game. And there has never been a better postcast ever than this one. I mean, that was an unbelievable game. And we will get into every single facet of this game. My name is Jonathan Shields. Make sure you guys go follow me on Twitter at Johnny10Shields. I say this a lot, but this was most definitely the most active I've ever been on Twitter during a game. So you guys make sure to go check me out over there. But I mean, let's just get into it. I mean, we're going to talk about, just wow. I mean, that's my reaction. That's why it's the first bullet point. Just what an unbelievable game. We're going to talk about when this is the best Rays offense since fill in the blank. You guys let me know. We can't forget about Taj Bradley and how, frankly, awful he was. We're going to look ahead to how the Rays go in a series tomorrow. But first, we're going to talk about how the Rays make history.
This is what you'll be talking about.
The Rays made history by tying the franchise record for the largest comeback in a game with 8. They did it 2 other times before today, but the one today, I mean, I don't remember the other 2 just off like the top of my head. The one I remember is the Yankees one, but I guess that one was a 7-run lead. Anyway, the game today was such a gut punch early, and Taj gets shelled, and there are real concerns about him. We'll get to those later, but Taj gets shelled, but the way that this offense bounced back and how resilient this team was something that is so incredibly impressive. And it was everybody. I'm talking about the guys that pinch hit, the guys that got pinch fit for 4. I mean, just unbelievable. And it starts right away after the Rays give up the lead with the morale double. And right away, the team just had a different feel. Like, it's almost like no one panicked. And how do you not panic? How do you not look dejected when you're down 8 runs? You get the morale double, and then the Mangum single was scored 2. Though that was after the Rays left the bases loaded in the bottom of the second, which Yandy kind of just missed on one that he flew to the warning track. And then they just kept coming. In the 4th, they added another one. It's 8-4. In the 5th, you get the Taylor Walls triple, which was like, wow, that was an inch away from a home run. But they keep coming. And then in the 5th, is when Taylor Walls tripled. And then Yandy, it doesn't matter that Taylor didn't get the home run, because very next pitch, I think, Yandy ties it, or it doesn't tie it, but scores Taylor Walls. And then, we get to our turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
When they pitch hit Brandon Lowe for Curtis Mead, it was literally for one reason. It was to hit a home run. And he did it. I don't know why Cano threw him another fastball. Brandon Lowe mashed his fastballs, and he just missed on one 2 pitches prior, and then he threw one just right in his sweet spot. And it was launch, no doubter. That was the most hype I've probably ever gotten from a regular season home run, and I can't even remember when. That was more – one that sticks out was 2 years ago. Yandy hit a walk-off. I think it was against Seattle. He went the opposite way at the Trop. Obviously the Longoria 162, but that's the greatest hit in Rays history. But I don't remember a feeling of like euphoria. I immediately just jumped out of my chair. I couldn't believe it. The fact that he was put in to literally do this one thing, and then he capitalized on doing the one thing. And not only did he just hit it out, it was a no doubter. Shout out to the crowd tonight. I don't think I've ever heard 10,046 people sound so loud, and it was live. So shout out to all the fans that were there. And there's this guy behind home plate when Brandon Lowe had the home run. He stood up before anyone started jumping up and down, and that was literally me. I just cannot believe that he was put in to do a job, and not only did he did that job, he did it to literally the highest level you could do. It was just straight. It was like a euphoric feeling, and then right there's no chance the Rays were going to lose. There just wasn't. And then the 6th. The Rays keep coming, right? The Rays keep coming. And Aranda gets thrown out. And Cabby gets out on the base pass because they pitched out to catch him stealing. And I literally wrote down, that was the first time in a while the Rays have ran themselves out of an inning, which is a good thing because remember how bad the Rays were at doing that. And then in the 7th, all with 2 outs, the Rays get going. And it's off Andrew Kittredge, a former Ray. The Orioles have so many former Rays. There's another team that we played earlier this year that I kept mentioning. I cannot remember it, but there's like 2 teams in MLB that have all these former Rays. We're going to face another one tomorrow. But it starts with Yandy just going down and just scooping the slider the other way. And then they just keep going. Brandon Lowe draws a terrific walk. It's like they wanted to face Junior, but Junior was on fire. And Junior recently has been doing such a good job not trying to do too much. He's been accepting his walk, not trying to kill the ball every time. He does it just enough this time. Yandy scores. And then Josh Lowe, who came in again and was money, he hits a an RBI single. And then Jonathan Aranda, who is just a professional hitter. I mean, this guy, outside of Freddie Freeman, is the best first baseman in baseball. Don't give me this Pete Alonso talk. Jonathan Aranda is the second best first baseman in baseball. I mean, this guy's unbelievable. I know he doesn't have the home run numbers that Alonso might have, but man, I mean, this guy is a professional hitter. He hits everything. Fastball, breaking, slider. I mean, literally, he could hit Matt Waldron's knuckleball if he wanted to. I mean, this guy's unbelievable. And, I mean, Aranda had another 3 hits tonight. Caminero 4 hits. Yandy 2 hits. I thought Curtis Mead and Christopher Morel, I tweeted this. I thought they were fantastic. They're not going to get enough credit for what happened in this, but they were the reason the run kind of got sparked, was Morel and Mead. I mean, they kept the team going. I mean, the Rays had 2 triples tonight. I mean, that's incredibly gritty. And Morel hit 108 off the bat or more. I mean, this is a guy that should be playing more, man. I mean, he should be back in the lineup tomorrow. He's not going to, but he should. I mean, Morel's doing a lot of good things, and people aren't talking about it enough because he never plays. But yeah, I mean, that was just a long-winded expression of all the offense. And I mean, from that, we'll get to our player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
It's the entire offense. And I don't even know if I'm allowed to do that, but when every single person in the lineup that took an at-bat got on base, it's the entire lineup. I mean, just incredible. I mean, I've never seen I'm trying to remember the point. It was after the Caminero single, junior single, and he's fist bumping and getting hype. The level of belief and the level of confidence this offense has is something I have not seen from this team since I can't even tell you, 2021, maybe 2020 when Randy was going crazy, but the rest of the offense wasn't even that great during the World Series run. I mean, the level of confidence and belief that this team has it's contagious. You can feel it, and it's just it literally is one of the best feelings when you're down 8, but the offense doesn't give up. They believe that they can win. They can believe they can come back. They can believe in each other. And that's something the team last year definitely didn't have. And that's something the team 2 years ago didn't have. I mean, for me, you have to think back to 2021 to the team to have this. But anyway, we still got a lot more to talk about. We're going to talk about the pitching. We're going to talk about how good the bullpen was. We're going to look ahead to tomorrow. We're going to talk more about the comeback. We're going to talk about what they need to do with Taj Bradley after this. But before we get to it, if you guys are in the live, make sure you leave a like and comment. Obviously, we got a big crowd in here. So if you guys are new in here, we read the comments at the end of every single live. So if you guys want to have your comment read on here, make sure you leave a comment and leave a like and subscribe if you're new also. But we will talk about all this stuff and much more right after this. This episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in. Your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So stop just managing your money and start building wealth. When I started using Monarch, I realized just how much I was spending on silly stuff like food delivery, subscriptions I didn't use. Now I budget smarter and save more. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. This episode is also brought to you by Trade Coffee. Let's be real. Coffee isn't just a drink. It's a ritual, a lifeline, the thing that gets you from half asleep to fully functioning. And if it's that essential, why settle for anything less than amazing? That's where Trade Coffee comes in. Trade is the #1 coffee destination in the U.S., delivering fresh, incredible coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. Whether you're a cold brew fan or pour over purist, they got a roast you'll love. The coffee is always super fresh. It smells amazing. Honestly, It ruined going to a grocery store, even going out to Starbucks or a place like that for coffee. Right now, Trade is exclusively offering our customers 50% off your 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/lockedonMLB. That's trade.com/lockedonMLB for 50% off your first month trial. So again, if you guys are in the live, make sure to leave a comment. We will be getting to them momentarily. But let's talk about this bullpen. The Orioles did not record a hit after the second inning. Utter domination from this bullpen, and it was everybody. It was Uceta, Clevenger, Montgomery. This was the best Montgomery looked to me in a really long time. Whitley continues to be strong. They're really using his cutter, and I mean, you could tell why he was a first-round pick. I mean, he's got some nasty stuff, and then Pete, just fantastic. I mean, none of the relievers that threw one inning threw more than 13 pitches. That is dominant, pure dominance by this pitching staff, by the bullpen, excuse me. As you go to Clevenger, he went 2 innings and he threw 28 pitches. I mean, on average, he's only throwing 14 pitches an inning. I mean, this bullpen, it literally was an entire team effort. That's what made this win so, not complete. What's the word? So satisfying, because every single player contributed, right? Every single person on the lineup got on base. Every single bullpen member did their job after, the Taj and Kevin Kelly thing. But I just wanted to give a huge shout out. The pitching isn't going to get talked about enough, especially in an 8-run game. But it's that. It's the bullpen. The last 7 innings won the Rays the game. They kept it at 8, and they let this team come back. They let them come back, and they held it. And then right when the Rays took the lead, they just slammed the door. Just brilliant stuff. But we got to talk about Taj, because we're not going to talk about it long because I don't want to damper the mood in talking about Taj. I'm going to state this. I am still a very big believer in Taj, but he's 24 years old. There is still a ton of room left in his development. And when he has an option, and when you have a talent like Joe Boyle ready to come up and pitch from AAA, you need, to me, you need to make that change and just let him go and have some time to get his stuff right. Because when Taj is off, he's off more than any pitcher I've seen. And in the second inning, he's the most off he's been in a while. And when he loses the zone, it's so hard for him to find the zone again. And then when he's down in the count, his pitching gets predictable. There's one that really stuck out, was to Sanchez. He was down 3-1. He already walked the first guy. He threw a fastball. Sanchez fouled off, and then threw another one because you can't walk back-to-back guys, right? And he hits it into the outfield. And then to Cowser, he just hung a splitter that didn't split. And I don't know. Let me know what you guys would do with Taj. But when you have an option left, and is someone I definitely think the Rays still believe in, utilize that option, go get him right without any of the pressure of sending him out every 5th day. Bring him back. This isn't the thing where we exile him to Durham and he doesn't come back the rest of the year. Bring him back when he's ready, and then you go from there. So, he just needs a little bit of reset, because literally, guys, the Houston game where he went seven innings, scoreless, no earned runs, 10 strikeouts, was on June 1st of this month. I mean, that was 3 starts ago for him. So it's not like this is some foreign thing, but his last 3 starts have been awful. So it's not the worst thing in the world to go get, go to Durham for 2 weeks, go to Durham for 3 weeks, and, just get a little mental reset. Like I said, I'm still a big believer in Taj. His stuff is too good to not be a good MLB pitcher, but it's okay to need a little reset. And that's what I think Taj needs. But let's keep talking about, obviously, just a massive day, especially with the stuff coming out about, the possible selling of the Rays to the Jacksonville group, and then this comeback. I mean, just incredible. But once again, let's kind of recap what we've talked about. This Rays offense just keeps coming at you. The Rays had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players that had at least 2 hits. Again, big shout outs to Curtis Meade and Christopher Morel. I thought both of them kind of sparked this comeback. Junior with 4 hits, and his hits were timely. Yandy's hits were timely, and obviously Brandon Lowe just put it over the top. And you guys, if you don't vote for the Rays for All-Stars, you should. It's super easy to do. I vote for them. You can vote 5 times a day, and you don't have to go through refill out every 5 times. You fill out your ballot, and you hit just vote 5 times, and you can vote for your players 5 times. So go vote for Jonathan Aranda. Go vote for Brandon Lowe. Go vote for these guys that have been putting the Rays team on their back and have just been fantastic for this Rays team. But Let's look ahead to tomorrow. But after we look ahead, we're going to get to the comments. So if you guys are in the live, make sure you leave a like and comment, and we'll get to them in about a minute. But let's look ahead to tomorrow and see if the Rays can pick up the series win. Another former Ray, Charlie Morton, going to the mound for the Orioles, 3-7 with a little over a 6 ERA. In his last few outings, his last outing was probably his best outing. He went 5 innings, shutout baseball to the Angels. And he went on a really good stretch in May. His ERA was sub-4. And he went on a stretch, a 6-game stretch where he allowed 2 runs or less. And then he gave up 4 to the Athletics. But he's been pitching a lot better in his last 8 starts than his first 8 starts. Has Charlie Morton. Obviously, the Rays were countered with Drew Rasmussen. He's probably been their 1A, 1B pitcher, him and Pepio, so far this year. But he's coming off an outing where he did give up 4 runs, the most he's given up in an outing, tied for the most he's given up in an outing this year. So hopefully Drew can get back to that dominant stuff and the Rays can win a series. But again, if you guys are in here, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we will get to these comments as we go to Jack's takes. He says, writing this early. They've just tied and put Junior on base. Got to say, good for Morel for the RBI and a couple of big hits. He was awesome. And it was funny you were in here giving play-by-play before. The Rays would end up breaking the game open. And Jack's takes also goes on to say, best game of the season yet, the unstoppable Rays. Yeah, this is just a special team. Special teams. We go to Sean Bunner, the legend. He says, good stuff. It was great stuff. What a team. What a win. Gary says, what an amazing comeback victory for the Rays. Last year, this team fell behind 8-0. Game they did tonight. There's absolutely no way they're coming back. Last year, if the Rays fell behind 3-0, it felt like there was literally no chance that they'd come back. This team is different in the best way. It's Cat goes, what a game. It was indeed what a game. Gary asks, should we be concerned about Taj Bradley? I kind of just answered that, but yes and no. He's still young. As Marco talks about 2009, I think he's referring to the best offense. Yeah, 2009 was weird. It was in between. The Rays won the division 08 and 2010 and the kind of that down year in 2009. So, but definitely those teams, Evan Longoria, B.J. Upton, Carl Crawford, Ben Zobrist, Jason Bartlett, go down the list. It is definitely something. As Gary talks about something really interesting here, says former Rays star reliever Andrew Kittredge. That's all-star Andrew Kittredge also. He made an all-star team. Got shelled this evening out of Zach Eflin 2 evenings ago. So, yeah, I love Charlie Morton, but hopefully, he has one bad outing and then is great and all of his other outings not versus the Rays. So we go to Dante Hamilton. Love getting Taylor get that triple, but I swear he barrels the ball so well, just most of the time hits the right to someone. That's something I mentioned yesterday. Taylor Walsh has been barreling the ball recently. And shout out to him, man. He's been really, really good the last 6 weeks. And it just shows, his work that he's put in to be a good hitter, as we see our Genison here. As we go to Randy Luxembourg, a new commenter. Always welcome. Always love seeing the new comments. If you guys are new in here, make sure to leave a comment as we will read out. He says, believe it or not, I think the 07 Rays had the best offense. Pitching sucked, though. Interesting. That's not one I would think of when thinking about the best Rays offenses, but those maybe I would push back a little bit because there's no Evan Longoria in those 07 teams, but I also was 5 years old in 2007, so I can't give you an adequate, a detailed answer about my opinion on the 07 Rays offense. But if Randy says the 07 offense is up there, I'm inclined to believe it. As we go to Corey Hessler, another first-time commenter, appreciate the comment. He said, lifelong Rays fan, love this content. Let's go. This team is continuing to get better as our season progresses. Hopefully we can keep it rolling. We deserve a good run from one of our Tampa Bay teams. Yeah, I agree. This is the Rays are the team for me that I want to see. Win a championship right now more than any of my teams. Obviously, I cover this team, as for work. But man, this team just makes you believe. They have everything. They have very limited weaknesses, and their weaknesses, I think, is stuff that they can figure out with a trade here and there, or maybe with their players coming back. As we go to K4, he says, love this team, man. You see all the vibes on the field and the dugout. Shout out to Morel for the energy. Yeah, Morel, he's just a consummate pro. Not letting him not playing him inconsistent pass control his energy, and he's been a fantastic teammate. You're 100% right. As Gary talks about something really important, the Yankees lost again. Rays are 1.5 games out. Incredible. The Blue Jays won again today. They're 2 out. Red Sox also won again today, 4.5 out. If you're following the standings, yeah, definitely something to talk about. So as we go to Ari, says, man, oh man, Taylor Walsh stacking up those clutch moments like flapjacks. Yeah, I've said it yesterday as well. I talked about Taylor Walsh yesterday continuing to barrel up the ball. I mean, I can't talk about how impressed I've been with Taylor Walls recently. And you can start to notice when guys are going to get on these streaks. And I mean, Taylor, I said if he was just like a little bit bigger, I think he would already have like 8 home runs this year. That's the type of barrels that he's been putting on the ball. As our genius talks about news today on the Jacksonville group interested in buying the Rays. I'll be brief on this. I know the normal Locked On Rays are going to talk about this, so you guys make sure to talk about their video when it comes out probably tomorrow. But my stance has been I don't care who owns the team. I don't care about any of that as long as they keep the team in Tampa Bay. That is kind of my whole stance on it. If this guy is going to come in and do it, which it seems like he is, I'm all for it. If Stu can somehow make peace with the bridges he's burnt to come and do it, I'm good with that too. As It's Cat talks about, Taylor Walls, some of the loudest ass I've ever seen. Yeah, recently. As we go to Jeremy, he says, gotta love walk-off Wally. Yeah, he always has an act to come up in those big moments. As Evan Barnes, I believe another first-time commentary to everyone talking about Taylor Walls' stand-up triple. Yeah, that triple was another really big momentum shift in this game. Because it was at that point, it's like, well, are the Rays just going to make this interesting, kind of make it 8-4, or are they going to really kind of break this thing open? And then the Walls triple, I think, really shoved the Rays into tying the game because instead of having, because Cabby was on third, and I believe there was 2 outs. And instead of just like, it's 8-4, they really made it interesting. And there was 2 outs. They really made it interesting. No, I mean, they helped break the game wide open. I mean, the Rays did a lot of their damage with 2 outs. And I mean, the Rays with runners in score position, I think were 8 of 13 today. I mean, just ridiculous. As we go to Jose Rodriguez, can we talk about Yandy always has Oswald Field home runs instead of pulling the ball like Paredes does? It's interesting. I mean, Yandy loves to use the whole field. So that's all I can say on that. As we go to Jason Lawrence, another first-time commenter. He says that 2-run homer was beautiful. Lau deserves an all-star appearance. For sure. 100% Brandon Lowe deserves to be an all-star. Doing this against the lefty starter too, says it's Cat. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the more impressive feats about it. As we go to Bucks, Rays, Bolts, he says this victory is awesome. And if this is the Bucks, Rays, Bolts YouTube channel, I love his content as well. As we go to K Ford, we got to start wrapping up here. I haven't seen the team with this much defense. Is insane. The amount of lineup this Rays can win games. It's the completeness of the team is something we haven't seen in a few years, but it's the little things for me. The Rays, like the Rays don't make the outs on the base pass they did a few years ago. The Rays don't, they beat you. They did the story about this on FanDuel, the sports network. They said, the Rays can beat you with the home run. They can beat you with their speed. They can beat you with small ball. I mean, this team is just so well rounded. It's hard to find, a real weakness going forward. So, yeah, as Rays, Bucks, Bulls, Rays talk about, did you watch the whole game? Did you guys watch the whole game? I sure hope so. When it was 8-0, I really didn't want to watch it, so I kind of muted it. Still watching it. That's the thing I do when I'm mad. I mute the TV, but I'm still watching the game. I just watch it on mute for some reason, but that's just me. I still was able to watch this. We get Bobby Hearn in here. Talk about a GOAT. Bobby Hearn is the actual GOAT. So again, guys, went long on this one, but I think it's forgiven for the type of game that the Rays had. So if you guys are in the live, make sure you guys leave a like and comment. And if you guys are new, we do this every single night. We'll be back here tomorrow night, hopefully after another Rays win. So I appreciate the huge audience that we got tonight. And again, if you guys are new, if you guys are watching the replay, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. What a win, everyone. Let's go.